Automation Anyway. Can we have the representative from Automation Anyway joining us on stage, ladies and gentlemen? And the topic is Fuel Digital Transformation in Financial Services.
Good afternoon, everybody. I think there is something really electric in the air, and I strongly suspect that possibly all the oxygen, the O2 molecules, have gone digital with industry stalwarts, great leaders, amazing sessions, a lot of knowledge and exchanges, and the fraternity coming together, right? I feel super energized, and I'm sure that's the same with you. My name is Deepak George. I run the BFSI business for Automation Anywhere, based out of Bombay. And today I'd like to possibly just add to the agenda on how do we help you achieve digital transformation with case studies from BFSI industry. So this is a slide that I quickly kind of built in some time back after hearing a lot of eminent speakers yesterday, inspired by them. I'm not wanting to steal any intellectual property. All of them belong to respective speakers. We heard somebody speak about scale and security yesterday. What are the key imperatives? We heard Mr. Singhal yesterday talking about phygital, how physical as well as digital ecosystems are really, really key and important. We heard about data and AI. We had Mr. Gautam Datta from BALIC, Bajaj Life, talking about how he is using AI technologies to service customers. He also spoke about possibly the two variants, how some people would want to have AI, the others would not. We spoke about blockchain, how fintechs are relevant. Customer experience, which is possible. Everybody said that's the center of everything, all that we do today, why we are here today, why are we brainstorming together. Cost. So this was, it came in from Mr. Shanky Banerjee. So he specifically spoke about cost, compliance, and he also spoke about the shackles that we are and how we are unable to, why we need to break all of them to achieve what is possibly the impossible. He said, while we're thinking about the moon, somebody is already thinking about going to the Mars and settling there, right? And then of course the holy grail, that is again courtesy of Mr. Gautam Datta, I wish he was here today, the quality of experience QoE, right? So this is what all of us want to achieve, quality of experience delivered to our customers. We can do all of that. I wouldn't want to take all of these, but then a couple of perspectives in terms of, and I was asking this question myself, how as a company, Automation Anywhere, and what we do for customers like you be relevant. For example, somebody like Phygital and Digital, I had a very engrossing conversation with Mr. Singhal yesterday evening, and he was kind of betting his wallet on saying that he is going to invest in his retail branch network and franchise. We know one of India's largest bank opened 1,000 branches during the pandemic, right? So Phygital is as important as it is about digital. It is not just about digital and digital alone. The other thing was around cost and compliance and scale. If I have, let's say, 5,000 branches or 1,000 branches all across the country with 1,000 of my employees, how do I take my customer? How do I take my solution? How do I make it relevant? How do I roll it out for all of them out of this? Way back in 2006, when I was part of the ATM industry, rolling out 1,000 ATMs in 100 days was possibly really, really difficult. I know somebody who possibly did it at that time, right? Today we are talking about enabling, empowering customers, employees all across in thousands of numbers like this. How do we make it possible? In all of this, I just want to add just one perspective. Yes, I agree that quality of experience is the holy grail that we are trying to get to. I would add something which I did not hear was discussed maybe greatly, at least on the forum here, and it was about employee experience. We have employees, while the jury is still loud and there is a raging debate whether data is the most valuable asset for an organization or whether it is employee. Maybe I would want to possibly focus on the employee experience right now. What is it that we can do to enhance, to elevate employee experience? For a second, I would want you 10 seconds consider, you have your customer service agent, you have a call center agent, you have somebody at your branch, you have a person in your operations back office who is inundated with work. He has SLAs to meet, there is work and more work and pending work that is there. He just does not have time, especially in financial services industry where data is really, really important and key. There cannot be a mistake. I walk into a branch and I'm already queuing up. The employee does not have time to talk to me. They don't even smile at me. They say, so what is your request? We'll get it done. Please wait, right? So much so for investment in the retail franchisee. So how do we do all of this? I was just wondering, all of us, we have digital assistants, which is now very much part and parcel of our lives to make our lives really, really easy, right? It makes our lives far more, it takes out the stress in many of those very mundane little things that we do. What if we could give you a digital assistant at work for every single employee, regardless of the organization, the role, the level they are at, the stage they are at, right? I would like to have a word. Every time we talk about digital assistant or automation per se in the larger sense, I also sense a lot of doubt and suspicion in the eyes of my customers and people when I talk to, that are we talking about taking people out? The grand vision that we have, and we truly believe, is that we believe digital workers or software robots and human employees can coexist. We also had a lot of eminent speakers before me, typically, and we also had a demo running in yesterday as well as today, wherein which there will be some amount of the customer journey and interaction that will happen on the digital channel, and the rest would be passed on to, let's say, a human employee, right? Can we empower the human employees? That is a question that I want to implore to all of you. There are certain attributes that human workers can do really, really well. We can connect the dots, we have creativity, we have empathy, right? We can do all of those things, and we can actually pacify a customer and say, the demo that we saw yesterday, at the end of the day, the call was landed back to an employee who would basically get in touch. Whereas digital workers or software bots, machines, they don't make mistakes, they are tireless. I'm feeling hungry now, I'm sure a lot of you are. They don't take breaks, right? So there are no elimination, and we can do it end to end. We believe and we envisage a future, and that is the transformation agenda that we want to drive, that both of them, a human worker and a digital worker, can coexist. And that's made possible by automation anyway. A very simple graphic. So if you remember, going back to the scenario that we visualized some time back, a ruffled branch employee who is forced to meet SLA and meet the request of the various branches, the various customers walking into branches. How can we make easier? Where does the digital assistant come in? Simply put, we have all of these requests coming in, which is hitting a knowledge worker. The knowledge worker could be somebody in your operations back office, it could be somebody at the branch, it could be somebody at your call center. It could be even your sales people. It could be your IT operations folks also. Somebody wanting to do, you heard Mr. Basin talk about operations, right? So it could be them as well, right? Those activities are broken down. The knowledge worker typically hands that particular activity onto a software robot, and the software robot talks to different applications, part of your ecosystem, gets the work done. If there are validations, if there are logging in, logging out, downloading of documents, comparison of documents, doing any of those operations can all be done by the bot. After which the control comes back to the knowledge worker. If required, who can validate this and who can conclude the process and satisfy the request. So what can we do? Simply put, we can bring in a single pane of glass, which means that the time that typically, let's say, a call center agent would go to access data across multiple systems can be brought onto a single pane of glass. We can have something called as human-bot collaboration. The human and the bot kind of work hand in hand, and they collaborate, so that if there are any exceptions in the process, we know that all transactions do not go through end to end, right? If there are exceptions, those exceptions are brought to the notice of the human, who takes a human-centric decision, and then they go ahead, right? Going a step further, other than collaboration, we have scenarios wherein which multiple teams will need to collaborate. For example, your IT teams and the HR teams will need to collaborate in a very seamless manner to onboard a new employee, right? So collaboration, and of course in banking finance, there is a concept of maker-checker, right? So you have an initiator and you have an approver. All of those collaborative capabilities are possible. We are not trying to build a BPM here. We are trying to build something that is far more lightweighted, which can be easily delivered for you. A quick question to you. What could be a dreaded phrase or a word for an IT practitioner? For many of you, right? In the interest of time, let me give the answer myself. I think it could be service not available. Right? No, but in this, I'm not talking about service not available here. Yes, I understand. From a customer perspective, I think a dreaded word, each of us as customers, we dread to hear this word, hold please, wait please. We don't want to hear this at all. So How do you do that? How can you automate this away, right? So typically today we have software robots and agents which can very easily help you with a great simple, easy to use, intuitive interface, so that you can simplify the experience of the agent who is servicing. So the agent is a call center agent or somebody at the branches or any of those, like customer facing roles. There could also be data which could be pulled in from multiple sources, and it could be aggregated for the easy consumption of the knowledge worker. And then today Automation Anywhere, partnering with leading industry players, have also packaged many of these solutions so that you don't have to wait for months to build these. These are available, many of them in package solutions. You can quickly deploy and then you can use it for your business. This is a busy chart, but then I think the message is really, really simple. What are we trying to achieve here? What I've tried to use is a landscape from, let's say, a typical bank. So you have all of these employee productivity apps, which is the block at the bottom, which you have given to each of your employee for collaboration, employee productivity, and so on and so forth. You have these various core and satellite apps available, right? You are bringing in all of these together, and you have your employees who's working across your mid office, back office, and of course your front office. You want to bring all of them together. You have your digital channels, right? You have your digital channels, you have your mobile apps, you have your websites, all of them. And of course your virtual agents, your chatbots, and of course your knowledge workers, your own employees. You can bring in all of them, and it can, the aggregation point can be a software robot. We have those technologies available today. It can be done in weeks, right? So how is Automation Anywhere driving this agenda? This is something that we actually deliver very quickly. We spoke about the digital coworker. This is a digital assistant for each and every employee of yours. There is a lot of convergence which is happening in the industry. We had many eminent speakers speak about this earlier. We have robotic process automation, we have business process automation, we have low code, no code, right? We have natural language processing and all of those. All of those can be integrated onto a single platform, easily integrated. Many times it is natively available, so that it can be easily extended to your teams, right? RP on cloud is definitely happening. When customer would want to possibly run a solution for 50 users, from 50 all the way to 5,000 branches, or possibly 50,000 of your employees, doing it, scaling it organically, scaling it on-prem is going to be really, really difficult and challenging. That is where we feel that in the coming times, RP on cloud will really matter. A quick statistic, more than 6 out of 10 customers that we onboard today, Automation Anywhere, they all prefer to go on cloud. Many a times customers, the first 10, 50, 100 processes are easily known to our customers. They know what to automate, but then what after that? Sometimes there are processes which are hidden that people do not know that these could be good candidates for automation. So we have automated that as well with our AI powered tools and solutions, so that we can help you to find those solutions and also discover processes which are good candidates. In a customer meeting that I had very recently, the customer said, I would know what my employees are doing, but then how do I know what my bots are doing? How productive are they? Are they broken? Are they stretched? Right? Can I reorganize the resources so that I can get my job done better? That is where insights comes in becomes really important. We do that as well. Bots as a service is something that is kind of catching on really quickly. You don't want to waste time. You don't want to invest in upfront investments. You want to have a bot, use it for to delivering your results, and then quickly do away with it and save cost. So automation as a service is something that is kind of on the horizon. We are sure that that's where the future is headed. Last is bot economy. All of you, Android or Apple users, typically we have the Apple Store and the Android Store. You have pre-built apps which are available, which each of us download onto our mobile phones and we use. Not every bot or automation that you do need to be developed by you. So there are many people, and I was talking to a long-time friend and a CIO. He was telling me about his vision of converting his cost center team, IT team, into a profit center. How? They want to develop bots and they want to make those bots available for others in the fraternity so that they can download and use. So there are pre-packaged bots available so you can go to botstore.automationanywhere.com. There are thousands of bots which are already available. You just need to download, test it, see if it makes sense for you. Does it meet your business requirements? Customize it, plug it in onto the platform, and run. Right? So it's all about speed. Thank you for the reminder, Everest. Right? This is the last slide. So this is what we do. This is our product portfolio. We deliver on-prem as well as on cloud, all the way from discovery, from trying to digitize, let's say, your unstructured data, which is an intelligent cognitive bot that we have, to attended as well as unattended automation, all the way till insights, and all the way to the bot store. The web store that I spoke to you about, it's available on a single platform from Automation Anywhere, and it is all made for just one reason: to deliver absolutely great experience. And that's the only reason why we could not think of naming it anything other than the Automation Success Platform, right? We want to make your automation initiative really successful. So I sincerely hope that the last 10-15 minutes that I was given, I could manage to energize the air up possibly a bit more, and so that I will leave you with one question: what will you automate next? Right? Thank you so much for your patient listening. Thank you, Everest. Yeah, thank you, everybody.
And thank you very much.